Hey guys, welcome to Tech2's YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to show you how to make a closed loop system in MATLAB Simulink. So let's start today's video. So at first we need a transfer function block. So double click on here and write transfer function. So this is our transfer function block. Let's increase its size and write transfer function. Then we need step input. Double click here and write step. So this one is our step input. Increase the size and write step. Then we need a adder or summer. So double click on here and write sum. So this one is our sum block. And in this case, we will use a negative feedback system. So that's why we will make one terminal negative and one terminal positive. So double click on here and change the sign positive to negative. So now you can see that one terminal is positive and another one is negative. Then to find the produced waveform, we need a scope. Double click on screen and write scope. So this one is our scope, and we will use dashboard scope as well. We use dashboard scope to observe the produced waveform more clearly. So let's increase the terminal of scope from 1 to 2. So double click on scope, go to the settings icon, then change number of input ports from 1 to 2, then apply. Now you can see there are 2 ports in the scope. Now let's just add them. Step input to sum and sum to transfer function, then transfer function to scope, and let's join this terminal to the input to see the waveform. So double click on dashboard scope. First select this input wire. You can see this one is step 1 input wire. Select it and then choose the output transfer function wire. Select it, then apply. Right now it is an open loop system. So let's see the transfer function for open loop system first, then we will see it for the closed loop system. So run the program. So you can see the amplitude of transfer function is 1. If we use the negative feedback system, the amplitude of the transfer function will decrease. We will see that later. But right now you can see that for the open loop system, the amplitude of transfer function is 1. So to make it a closed loop transfer function, just add this terminal to the output. Now it is a closed loop transfer function, as this one acts as a feedback. So when the feedback is used, an open loop system is converted to a closed loop system. So let's run it. Yeah, now you can see the Blue one is our step signal. It is still the amplitude of this step signal is 1, but the amplitude of the transfer function has reduced. It is between zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.6, but for the open loop system it was also 1. The amplitude of the open loop system, the amplitude of the transfer function was 1, but for the closed loop system, the amplitude of the transfer function is 0.5. So let's let's change this sign from negative to positive and see what's the transfer function will be. Apply. Now you can see that both the terminals are positive. Let's run it. In this one, you can see that the amplitude of the transfer function is reaching to infinite. So this one is known as positive feedback system because the output terminal is connected to the positive side of the sum or adder. When this one is negative terminal, this feedback will be known as negative feedback system. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for joining.